प्लांटा अकॅडमीमध्ये आपणा सर्वांचं स्वागत आहे. आपण स्टार्ट केले आहे महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्डची जे की चॅप्टर आपण कव्हरअप करणार आहोत. महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्डचे बायोलॉजीचे सिरीज चालू केली आहे. त्याच्यानंतर आपण केमिस्ट्रीची पाहणार आहोत. त्यानंतर आपण फिजिक्सची पाहणार आहोत. महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्डचा सिलेबस. तर आपण एका व्हिडिओमध्ये महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्डचा सिलेबस डिस्कस केला आहे. त्यानंतर आपण व्हिडिओला सुरुवात केली आहे. बायोलॉजीचा 11th क्लासच्या व्हिडिओला सुरुवात केली आहे. चला तर मग सुरू करूया. 11th क्लास बायोलॉजी 3rd चॅप्टर किंगडम प्लांटी महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बोर्डचा. चला तर मग व्हिडिओला सुरुवात करूया. तुम्ही या चॅनलवरती नवीन आला असाल तर प्लीज या चॅनलला सबस्क्राईब करा. लेट स्टार्ट. Kingdom plantae. In earlier chapter, we have studied different aspects of classification. Kingdom plantae is further classified on the basis of characteristics like absence or presence of seeds, vascular tissues, differentiation of plant body, etc. Phanerogams are commonly called as seed-producing plants. They produce special reproductive structures that are visible, phaneros visible. Cryptogams are spore-producing plants and do not produce seeds and flowers. They reproduce sexually by gametes, but sex organs are just concealed cryptodes, hidden gametes, marriage. Small salient features of major plant groups under cryptogams. Division Thallophyta. Members are mostly aquatic. Few grow on other plants as epiphytes. Some grow symbiotically and epizootic, that is growing or living non-parasitically on the exterior of living organisms. Aquatic algae grow in marine or fresh water. Most of them are free living while some are symbiotic. Plant body is thalloid, that is undifferentiated into root, stem and leaves. They may be small, unicellular, microscopic like chlorella, non-motile, Chlamydomonas motile. They can be multicellular, unbranched filaments like Spirogyra, or branched filaments like Cara, Sargassum. A huge microscopic seaweed which measures more than 60 meters in length is also an algae. The algal cell wall contains either polysaccharides like cellulose, glucose, or a variety of proteins, or both. Reserve food is in the form of starch and in the other forms. Reproduction takes place by vegetative, asexual, and sexual alternation of generation. Dominant haploid and diploid phases. Algae are classified as parids. Pigments like chlorophylls, xanthophylls, and phycobilin. Chlorophyceae, green algae. These are mostly freshwater, a few brackish water and marine. Plant body is unicellular, colonial, filamentous. Cell wall contains cellulose. Chloroplasts are of various shapes like discoid, plate-like, reticulates, cup-shaped, ribbon-shaped, or spiral with the chlorophyll A and B. The stored food is in the form of starch. Chlamydomonas, Cara, Spirogyra. Figure 3.2 Chlorophyceae. Paranoids are located on chloroplast. Members are rich in protein, so used as food, used even by space travelers. Example: chlorella, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, Cara, Volvox, and Urothrix, etc. Phycophyceae, brown algae. Plant body mostly marine, rarely freshwater. Simple branched filamentous. Example: Nictocarpus, profusely branched. Petalonia. Cell wall has cellulose, fucans, and algin. Photosynthetic pigments like chlorophyll A, C, and fucoxanthin are present. Mannitol, laminarin, and starch are stored. Food materials. Body is usually undifferentiated into holdfast stalk called steep and leaf-like photosynthetic organ called frond. Many species of marine algae are used as food. Example: Laminaria, Sargassum. Some species are used for production of hydrocolloids, example Ectocarpus, Fucus, etc. Rhodophyceae, red algae, plant body. These are found in marine as well as fresh water on the surface, deep sea, and brackish water. Plant body is thalloid. Cells contain chlorophyll A, B, and D, A, D, and phycoerythrin. Cell wall is made up of cellulose and pectin glued with other carbohydrates. Stored food is in the form of fluoridine starch, commercially important agar-agar, which is used as solidifying agent in tissue culture medium, is obtained from red algae, example chondras, on Batrachospermum, Porphyra, Gelidium, Gracilaria, Polysiphonia, etc. Bryophyta. Bryophytes are mostly terrestrial plants. They are found in moist, shady places, but they need water for fertilization and completion of their life cycle. Hence, they are called amphibious plants. They include approximately 960 genera and about 25,000 species. Life cycle of bryophytes shows sporophytic and gametophytic stages. Vegetative plant body is thalloid or leafy, which producing capsules represents sporophytic generation. Bryophytes have root-like structures called rhizoids. Rhizoids are unicellular in liveworts, while multicellular in mosses. Rhizoids absorb water and minerals and also help in fixation of thallus on the substratum. Bryophytes are divided into two groups: liverworts and mosses. Liverworts hepaticea. The They are lower members of Bryophyta. These are primitive group of bryophytes. Gametophytes possess a flat plant body called thallus. The thallus is green, dorsiventral, prostry. Now with unicellular rhizoids, example Rixia and Marchantia. Hornworts, Anthocerotia. These members of possess flattened thallus. The thallus produces horny structures which are called sporophytes, hence the name hornworts. Example Anthoceros, mosses, Moschia. They are advanced members of Bryophyta which possess erect plant body. Gametophytic phase of the life cycle includes two stages, namely protonema stage and leafy stage. The protonema is prostrate, green, branched, and filamentous. It is also called juvenile gametophyte. It bears many buds. Leafy stage is produced from each bud. Thus, protonema helps in the vegetative propagation. The leafy stage has erect, slender stem-like colloid main axis bearing spiral leaf-like structures. Phyloid. It is fixed in soil by multicellular branched rhizoids. This stage bears sex organs. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation and budding in secondary protonema. Example Funaria, Polytrichum, Sphagnum, etc. Economic importance. Some mosses provide for food for herbivores, some mammals, birds, etc. Species of sphagnum or moss provide peat used as fuel. Mosses are also used as packing material for transport of living material because they have significant water holding capacity. Just like lichens, mosses are the first living beings to grow on rocks. They decompose rocks to form soil and make them suitable for growth of higher plants. Dense layers of mosses help in prevention of soil erosion, thus act as soil hinders. Pteridophyta. Evolutionary pteridophytes are the first vascular and true Land plants hence considered as the first successful terrestrial plants with true roots, stem and leaves. These plants have a primitive conducting system, and they are the only cryptogams with vascular tissues. The late Paleozoic era is regarded as the age of pteridophytes. The group has about 400 of pinnate feather-like leaves. Leaves may be small, called microphylla, selaginella, or large, called microphylla. Example, nephrolibis found pteridophytes grow in moist and shady places. Pteridophytes show saprophytic and gametophytic stages of life cycle. Example, ferns, horsetail, some are aquatic, azola, marsilia, xerophytic, equisetum, and epiphytic, lycospodium. Pteridophytes show a heteromorphic alternation of generation in which the sporophyte is diploid, dominant, autotrophic, and independent. It is differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. The primary root is short-lived and soon placed by adventitious roots, while the stem may be aerial and underground. Leaves may be scaly, equisetum, simple, and sessile, lycopospodium, or large and pinnately compound. Lepidant ferns. In these members, xylem consists of only tracheids and phloem consists of only sieve cells. Secondary growth is not seen in pteridophytes due to absence of cambium. Pteridophytes are classified as Xylopsoda, Xylotum, Lycopsoda, Selaginella, Lycospodium, Sphenopsida, Equisetum, and Pteropsida, Diopteris, Pteryx, and Adiantum. Salient features of major plant growth groups under phanerogams. Gymnosperms, gymnos naked seed, sperm seed. There are about 70 genera and 1000 living species of gymnosperms in world. In India, it is represented by 16 genera and 53 species. Most of the gymnosperms are evergreen shrubs or woody trees. These are primitive group of flowering plants producing naked seed, and they are vascular plants having xylem with tracheids and phloem with sieve cells. The plant body is sporophyte. It is differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. The root system is tap root type. Then some roots form symbiotic association with other life forms. Coralloid roots of cycas show association with blue-green algae, and roots of pinax show association with the endophytic fungi called mycorrhiza. And gymnosperm's stem is mostly erect, aerial, solid, and cylindrical. Secondary growth is seen in gymnosperms due to presence of cambium. In cycas, it is usually unbranched, while in conifers, it is branched. The leaves are dimorphic, and the foliage leaves are green, simple needle-like or pinnately compound, whereas scale leaves are small, membranous, and brown. Spores are produced by microphyll, male, and megasporophyll, female. Gymnosperms like ginkgo biloba is called a living fossil. It is because the plant is found in living as well as fossil form, and the number of fossil forms in much more than the living forms. Gymnosperms vary in their size. Examples: Sequoia sempervirens is the tallest living plant in the world. It is commonly called a coast red wood of California. The height of the plant is about 366 feet. Taxodium mucronatum has a girth of about 125 feet. Zamia pygmea is the smallest gymnosperms and is about 25 centimeter only. Angiospermia, angios, an enclosed vessel, sperm, seed. Angiosperms are the most advanced group of flowering plants. In these plants, the seeds are enclosed within the fruit, and that is ovary. Angiosperms is a group of highly evolved plants, primarily adapted to terrestrial habitat. They are vary in size. Angiosperms show heteromorphic alternation of generation in which the sporophyte is diploid, dominant, autotrophic, and independent. The gametophytes, male or female, are haploid, reduced, parasitic, and concealed. Angiosperms are heterosporous microspores, commonly called pollens, are formed in microsporangia or anthers. They develop in highly specialized microsporophyll or stamens, while megaspores are formed in the megasporangia or ovules, born on highly specialized megasporophyll called carpel. Besides the essential walls of microsporophylls, androecium, and the megasporophylls, the gynoecium, there are accessory walls, namely calyx, sepals, and corolla petals arranged together to form flowers. Angiosperms are subdivided into two classes: dicotyledonia. These plants have two cotyledons in their embryo. They have a taproot system and stem is branched. Leaves show reticulate venation while the flowers show tetra and pentamerous symmetry. Vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral, and open type. Cambium is present between xylem and phloem for secondary growth. In dicots, secondary growth is commonly found. Example: Helianthus anus, hibiscus, and Rosa sinensis, China rose. Monocotyledons, Ledonia. These plants have single cotyledon in their embryo. They have adventitious root system and stems is rarely branched. Leaves generally have sheeting leaf base and parallel venation, while the flowers are generally trimerous. The vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral, and closer type. In monocots, except few plants, secondary growth is absent. Example: Gina max, maize, sorghum vulgare, flower, jawar. Plant life cycle and alternation of generations. Life cycle of plant includes two phases or distinct generations, namely sporophyte and gametophyte. Some special diploid cells of sporophyte divide by meiosis or to produce haploid cells. These haploid cells divide mitotically to give rise to a gametophyte. The gametophyte produces male and female gametes, which fuse during fertilization to produce diploid zygote. It divides by mitosis to form diploid sporophyte. The sporophytic and gametophytic generations generally occur alternately in the life cycle of the plant. This phenomena is called alternation of generation. Distinct alternation of these two generations is observed in bryophytes and pteridophytes and gymnosperms and exists in sporophyte in algae based upon the nature of dominant phase in life cycle. It is called a haplontic, diplontic, and haplodiplotic life cycle. In bryophytes, haploid gametophyte is dominant. It is photosynthetic, independent, thalloid, or erect phase. Sporophyte is short-lived, multicellular, and depends totally on partially on gametophyte for nutrition and anchorage, whereas the pteridophyte sporophyte is the dominant, independent, and vascular plant body, haploid, multicellular, Gametophyte is generally autotrophic and short-lived. It alternates the sporophyte. Diplontic, haplontic and haplodiplontic. Types of life cycle. Figure 13.12. तर याच्यानंतर एक्सरसाइज सुरू होते, जे की आपण नंतरच्या व्हिडिओमध्ये पाहणार आहोत. चला, डिप्लॉन्टिक, हॅप्लॉन्टिक आणि हॅप्लोडिप्लॉन्टिक लाईफ सायकलचा डिफरन्स दिलेला आहे, तुम्ही वाचून घ्याल. चला तर मग व्हिडिओला इथे स्टॉप करूया. तुम्ही जर ह्याच्या चॅनलवर नवीन आला असाल तर प्लीज या चॅनलला सबस्क्राईब करा आणि लाईक करा आणि बेल बटन क्लिक करा, जेणेकरून तुम्हाला आमचे प्रत्येक व्हिडिओ भेटून जाईल नवीन अपलोड केलेले. तर चला तर मग थँक्यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग. प्लीज लाईक, शेअर अँड सबस्क्राईब.